share, put some comments, and hit the notification bell to my YouTube channel to get notified whenever new videos for more learnings about basic programming. Good day everyone. Today in this lesson, we will be discussing about the database connection using built-in database in NetBeans environment. So in this lesson, we will learn the concept of database where the Java has the capability to connect into different backends using objectivity connection driver that will help to develop more advanced programs with database so that the information or data will be stored permanently for future references. So in our learning outcomes, at the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand the concept about the database. Number 2, define database connection. 3, learn the different basic SQL commands. So when you say SQL, so it stands for Structured Query Language. And then last but not the least, you can use the built-in database in Java using NetBeans environment. So as we define database, so it says here, database is very essential nowadays because of large volume of data and information that can be processed and stored in daily transactions, whether in the company, industry, and even institution. It can help a lot to save the storage capacity instead of using paper to store in the filing cabinets for future references. Java is using JDBC or Java Database Connectivity to connect to databases. There's a JDBC API or a programming interface, which is the programming part, and a JDBC driver manager, which your program used to connect to the database. Java or JDBC allows you to connect to a wide range of databases like Oracle, MySQL, etc. But we are going to use the built-in database that you get with the Java or NetBeans software. The database is called Java Database, a version of Apache Derby. It runs on a virtual server, which you can stop and start from within NetBeans. Java Database Connectivity or JDBC is an application programming interface or API which allows the programmer to connect and interact with databases. It provides methods to query and update data in the database through update statements like SQLs, with the use of different commands like create, update, delete, and insert, and query statements such as select. Additionally, JDBC can run stored procedures. Okay, so in this lesson, we will be trying to connect the Java programming language into built-in database stored in NetBeans environment. So these are the steps on how to connect the database into NetBeans environment. So first, you need to open the NetBeans environment. Then 2, look for services at the lower portion of the toolbar. So as you have seen the picture in your screen, so just follow the steps. Then for number 3, expand the databases in item to see a Java database item and a driver section by clicking the plus symbol. Number 4, upon clicking the plus symbol, highlight the Java DB. So how to start the virtual server? So the first thing to do is to start the server. So right click on the Java DB. Just position the mouse pointer on Java DB and right click the mouse. You'll see a menu appear. Select Start Server. This will be the output once you click the Start Server, indicating the process requested is successful. Okay, so just refer to the message that is being displayed on your screen once that you click the Start Server and you want to go with starting with the virtual server. Now that your server has been started, so you can go ahead and create a database. To create a new database, right-click on JavaDB again. from the menu that appears, select or to create a new database, right-click on JavaDB. Again, from the menu that appears, select Create Database. So as you have seen in your screen, so it has three tabs here, such as Projects, Files, and Services. So this time, you select Services and position the mouse pointer in your JavaDB. And then there is a pop-up menu that will display. So this time, choose Create Database. So this will appear on your screen. When you click on Create Database, so you will see a dialog box appear. Type a name for your database in the first box. So call it Employee. So the name of your database is Employee. So type any username and password, something a bit harder to crack than ours below. So in this case, I just use admin1, and also for the password, I use the admin1 also. So to confirm the password, I also use admin1. So for me to easily remember the username and then the password as well. So in this case, you just click OK button to disappear the dialog box. So click OK to create your database, and it should then appear on the list. So once that you click the OK button, so it will display now on your screen. As you have seen this example, there is an arrow pointing for the employee database created. So how to create a table in the database? Now that database has been created, you need to create a table in the database. To do so, right-click on your database, and then from the menu that appears, select Connect. Okay, so again, just position the mouse pointer on the employee database, and there is a pop-up menu that will appear. So this time, try to choose Connect. When a connection is made, you'll see some default folders for tables, views, and procedures. Okay, so once that you click connect, so this will be seen on your screen. So it will create another folder, which is admin1, and then it has three folders such as tables, views, and procedures. So to create a new table in your database, just right-click the tables folder. From the menu that appears, select Create Table. So just click the plus symbol in admin1, and this will appear on your screen. So just create a table, or choose the Create Table option in your pop-up menu. When you click on Create Table, a dialog box appears, either this one. So the dialog window will now display once that you create, or once that you click the Create Table. So in this case, so you are going to input field names. So by clicking Add Column. So as you have noticed, guys, once that you are creating a database, so it involves tables. And in tables, so it has columns and rows. And usually when you say columns, it refers to the field names, while the rows referring to the records of the employees. Okay, so the rows are found on the horizontal format, while the columns or field names found on the vertical format. So you are here to input or create some field names that are available in our module. So from here, you not only type a name for your table, but you also set up the columns for the table. So it is necessary to put the name of your table, and we call it as worker. So again, the name of your database is employee, while the name of your table here is worker. We will be prompted to input the following field names, such as employee ID, first name, last name, position, and then the address. So this will be the output if you complete adding the field names in your table worker. Okay, so it has also data type that we need to specify the different field names so that we will not be wrong in entering the values for each field name that we have in your table. So in employee ID, so we use the varchar, or this is the combination of numeric and then the character and also the last name, but you have to specify how many characters do you want to input from the employee ID. This time I use 10. Then for the last name, I assign 10 also, and the data type is also barcode. The same thing with the first name up to address. So it has the same data type because you are allowed to input the combination of numeric and so in position, so I assign it as size 20, and then for the address I assign also 20. So meaning it allows to input 20 characters from the keyboard. We now have enough for the ID column in the table, so click the add column button on the right to add a new column to the table. So enter the following values for this column. Okay, so just follow the information available in your module. So for key, so just uncheck it. Index, uncheck. Null, uncheck. Unique, uncheck. And column name is the first name, so there is no space. And then the data type is var card. Then the size is 10. So do the same until you finish with the address. When you are finished, your table dialog box should look like this. So just click OK when you entered all the information. Then your table and the table columns will be then created as shown below. So once that you are already finished, so as you have noticed in our table worker, so it has 5 field names such as employee ID, last name, first name, position, and the address. Okay, so this time we will be using now the SQL editor. And what it's all about. The SQL editor helps you to view and change data in your databases. So from the word itself, when you say SQL, so it stands for Structured Query Language. So meaning you are allowed to have an inquiry about the information or data that are being saved on your database. So you can open, edit, and run your SQL script in the SQL editor. So the editor is richly featured code completion and syntax coloring to help you write scripts quickly and correctly. So I will give you some common language or commands used in SQL. So again, SQL stands for Structured Query Language, and it is a way to query databases. So you can select records, insert, delete, update records, create table, drop tables, and more besides. So it's quite a powerful tool. SQL uses simple keywords to do the work. If you want to select all the records from a table, the word select and from are used, along with the all record symbol, which is being represented by an asterisk. So example, select asterisk from table name. Select is an example of a command used in SQL. Then an asterisk here is referring to select asterisk from table name. So select is an example of a keyword. Then an asterisk represents all the informations from the database. Table name, so you should specify the name of your table. So in that, in our example, the name of our table is a worker. So if you look at the top half of the NetBeans window, you'll see the select statement has already been set up. Okay, so another example, select asterisk from admin1 dot worker. So this means that select all the records from the table called worker. The admin part before the dot of the worker is something called a schema. This describes the structures of the database but also identifies things like users and privileges they have. Don't worry about the schemas as we won't be going into them. So in NetBeans, so you run SQL statement by clicking the run button on the toolbar. So just look for the run button that is found on your screen. So usually it is being represented by an arrow or play button. So once that you type the command select asterisk, once that you use the command select asterisk from admin.1worker, so and you click the run button as you have seen in your screen. So it displays the following information. I already inputted or entered this info right after I created the field names in your table. So example, I use five names here. So Sarmiento, Esplana, Rojas, Lapus, and Borde. Okay, employee ID, I have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,500. Then for the first name, Mary Jean, Sammy, CD, Marilyn, Carmen. Position, faculty, nurse, engineer, head, manager. Then the address, Pasig City, Marikina, Quezon City, Makati, and Cainta, Rizal. Okay, so this will be the output of the informations that I entered from the keyboard. Okay, so that's it guys. So this is on how to use the built-in database in NetBeans environment. So welcome back guys. So this time I'm going to show you on how to connect the built-in databases using the NetBeans environment. Okay, so the first thing that you will do is to click the services tab found on the left side of your screen. So it has three tabs here. We have the services, files, and projects. So this time you choose services. So just point the mouse pointer on Java DB folder and right click the mouse. Then choose the option start server for the computer to display the messages that if you are already starting your server or virtual server. Then after you display the message, go back with Java DB folder again and right click the mouse. So this time choose create database option. So this one is the dialog for creating a database name. So enter the name employee. So this is now the name of our database. And for username, just type admin1. Then for the password, just use the same name, admin1. And to confirm the password, just input the same name. So admin1. So click OK button now. So wait again the computer to create a database name called employee. So as you have noticed, it is being added now onto your screen. So just open or position the mouse pointer on it and right click. Pop-up menu will appear. So this time click connect. So there is a message that will appear on your screen very fast. So as you have noticed, the admin one here is being created. So just expand by clicking the plus symbol. And then there are three available folders for your admin one. So this time we're gonna create a table for our database name employee. So just position again your mouse pointer in table folder and right click the mouse. Choose this time create table. So you are prompted to name your table and enter the name worker. So in table, it composed of columns and rows, wherein the columns will serve as the field names while the rows are considered as records. So we will be entering 5 field names. So this time we'll be clicking the add column 5 times. Enter the employee ID, which is all available in your module employee ID. So we have to change the data type into varchar, so to allow the combination of numeric and letters. Enter the size, we enter 10, then just unclick the null button, just uncheck the null, then click OK button now, then add again another field name, this time for last name, then choose varchar, then enter the size, name it as 10, enter it as 10, then uncheck the null box, click OK, add again, last name, so this time enter first name, varchar, then 10, uncheck the box, add the 2 more field names, position, this time 10, click OK, then last, the address, varchar again, enter this time 20, then uncheck, then click OK. So we are done already with the different field names that will be added into your table. So just click OK button now. So as you have noticed, when I click the expand symbol or plus symbol, and the worker is the name of your table here, so here it is. So the 5 field names that we were just created are available on your screen already. Okay, so just position the mouse pointer in emp ID and then the view date. So this time guys, we will be changing the command available on our screen. So just type in asterisk. So select asterisk from admin1.worker. So click this icon, run SQL, to display all the field names available on your table. Okay, so I will just explain it to you. This select is the command used for SQL. So the asterisk represent here all the field names available on your table worker. So admin1 is the name or username that you are using in your database. So just again click this icon for you to display all the field names available on your table. Okay, so this time we will be entering or inputting records for each field name. So just click this icon, insert record, and just position the mouse pointer in null and enter employee ID. Example 1000, and Sarmiento, Mary Jean, and then position faculty Tasi. Okay, so if you want to continue adding records, so just click add row and type in okay, just click again add row. This time enter 300 Santos, Mario, Senior, Maris, and Tipolo. Okay, so if you are done already, so just click OK button now. As you have noticed, so it will display now on your screen. What if I'm gonna use only, or if I want to display only the last name available in the table? So what is now the command? So just replace the asterisk here from the word last name and then run your SQL by clicking this icon. So as you have noticed, so the last name is only information displayed on your screen. So the same thing if you want to display only the first name. So run it. So it will display the first name on your screen. What if you want to display only the first name and then the last name? So just type here last name and use comma to separate from one field name into another, then run your SQL. So as you have noticed again, the last name and the first name are now being displayed on your screen. So that is an example of SQL commands, guys. No, so I hope that you've learned a lot from this presentation, and you will be able to try the available commands found on your module. So that's it, guys. Have a nice day, and God bless everyone.